In these next couple of videos, we're going to look at blend shapes, what they are, how to create them. We're going to look at creating blend shapes inside of ZBrush and exporting them to Maya and hooking them up to the blend shape editor. First thing though, let's just want to look at a model that is probably as close to a production model as you can find for free on the internet. And many of you guys, especially the animators, may have already seen this model before. This is the 11 rig. Now this is version 1.2. They'll probably have a newer version. I downloaded this a long time ago. And this is an excellent example of what you might find in the way of blend shapes in a studio situation. First thing I want to do though is just come over here to show, and I'm going to turn off all of the NURBS curves so we can see this a little bit better. And I'm going to go ahead and go over to Window, Animation Editors, and the Shape Editor, and we'll open that up. And this is, they call it the Shape Editor, but this is also known as a Blend Shape Editor. And you can see that we've got a whole bunch of blend shapes here. Now we can list them from the blend shape editor. You can list them this way, or you can go into, I think it's in, let me see here, edit. Okay. Well, there used to be a way that you could rearrange these so that they weren't going vertically, but they were going horizontally. But that's really not that important. Okay. But with this right here, you can see the number of blend shapes that are created for this one particular character. Dozens of them. There's probably 50 or 60 of them here. I'm not sure. And this is a fairly good representation of what you might see if you were in a studio and you were presented with a model that you had to animate. You would have a list of blend shapes like this. And it's important to understand that blend shapes, typically people think of blend shapes as it relates to just the face. But you can see on this list right here that there are blend shapes that affect the entire body. All right, so let me just pull this back a little bit and you can see. All right, so we've got, you can change it to a fat body or a muscular body, all right, and skinny body. We can do all kinds of stuff in here. It does not necessarily have to be just facial blend shapes, all right, when you're creating blend shapes. It could be body blend shapes, facial. There's also corrective blend shapes. There's all kinds of blend shapes. But in today's class, in this lesson, we're going to look at facial blend shapes. All right. So if we scroll down here, let's take a look and we'll see if we can find some facial blend shapes. All right. So we've got some stuff that does kind of funny things, like makes the ears pointy. All right. So you can do things like that if you want to change your character completely. We've got other things in here, lip up. All right, lip down. All right. And you'll notice that each one of these things is divided into left and right. All right. And this is to give you more control, more flexibility over your blend shapes. But when we create the blend shapes, we're going to create an entire, for example, a smile. So if we do this and this is what we're going to create. And I'm going to show you how to create a blend shape like this that is that works on both sides of the face. And I'm going to show you how we can separate them so that we can have a left and right blend shape. Okay. So again, just going up and down here, you can see there's a ton of stuff, all kinds of blend shapes that can be made. In fact, if you do a search, like I've done right here from Pinterest, you can find all kinds of stuff to help you create your blend shapes. So you can see that there's all sorts of facial expressions here. And in a studio, when a modeler was getting ready to create blend shapes, oftentimes there would be a conversation between the modeler and the art director and possibly the animator to determine what kind of facial expressions that particular character may have. All right. He may be a always happy character, so there really might not be any need for sad faces or angry faces. So this is something that you would talk about with an art director or animator or producer. All right. So along this lines here, you can see that there are other things that would help. Oftentimes with facial blend shapes, these phenomes are often created to help hit specific mouth shapes for dialogue animation. All right, so you can find stuff like this to kind of help you. There's more stuff right here again, hitting the phenomes about for dialogue blend shapes right here. Okay, eye expressions, tons of stuff like this to help you. I'm sorry, right here. All right. Let's go on. Again, more facial blend shapes right here. You can use these sorts of things to help you create your own blend shapes if you want. All right, and let's go on here. Look, another one. Again, and in a studio, if you're a again modeler and you're creating blend shapes, you might be presented with a sheet like this of that particular character's most common blend shapes, or these might show the limits of a character's blend shapes. Okay, you might not go any bigger with an open mouth than this right here. All right, that sort of thing. What else? So again, same sort of thing right here. You would get drawings from the animator, from the pose sheets, and you would go by those to help you create your blend shapes. Same thing right here. Okay. And oftentimes people create their own sheets like this to help them with their facial expressions and blend shapes. All right. There's nothing wrong with doing this sort of thing. Quite common to do, especially in the industry. All right, and here you go, some stop motion pieces, their version of doing blend shapes. All right, again, just tons of stuff in here to help you figure out very cool and very expressive sort of blend shapes here. Okay, so let's go back over here. And let's see. So I showed you, let's move this over. I showed you the blend shape editor. I showed you how this stuff gets lined up here. Let's go ahead now and go into, actually before we get out of here, I would suggest before you do your blend shape assignment that you create a Maya project, right? So over here, File, come down to Project Window. And you can pretty much leave whatever you've got in here by default. Now I've got a few things in here that I've deleted. Let me see, help. Let's see, reset. There we go. All right, so this is what it would look like by default. You can leave all of those folders just as they are. You don't have to delete any. What you do want to do though is create a new name for your project. We'll call this, let's say, blend shapes for PRM. Okay, and let's go ahead and put this, I'm just going to go ahead and put this for now on my desktop. Okay, and we will accept. So as I go to my desktop here, let me find my Finder window. Let me go to the desktop. You will see that there is a blend shape for PRM folder right there. And we are going to be using the data and scenes folder. All right, so it's important that you create this directory first so that we have some place to put our assets. Okay, and what you can also do here, let me see 1 second, on the workbook right here, if we go to week 2, there will be a blend shape bust that you can download. All right. And once you download that, let's go ahead and find it here. Once you download it, you should put it right into your scenes folder. So let's go over here and we'll paste that in there. Okay, and let's open this up. And what you should find here is a ZTL file. I'll just move that to the trash. So we've got a blend shapes ZTL file that we are going to open up inside of ZBrush here. So let's go ahead and load that up. And I'll go to my desktop, blend shapes, scenes folder. I'm going to open up this blend shape right here, and we'll open this up right here, this blend shape model. Click and drag, hit edit. I'm going to go ahead and hit comma on my keyboard to get rid of Lightbox. And this is what we're going to be using for our blend shape assignment. Now, to do this, you're going to want to use your pen and tablet. I mean, you can use a mouse, but anytime that we are working inside of ZBrush doing this sort of thing, you're going to be better served using a pen and tablet than you are a mouse. All right. So let's take a look at the, I'll tell you what, in the next video, we'll come back and we will start our blend shape assignment.